Wilson Morales and Black from Wilson Morales and Black Film and TV. Hi, Deborah. How are you?
Hi, Wilson. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yes. At what point did you say, you and Zack, that okay, we're gonna make this go big and go home 4 hours? I'm telling myself, like, what's the last movie I remember seeing for? I'm thinking Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. Where you can sit there like you know what you're gonna go in for. Was it ever a thought that like this can go theatrical, or once you knew this was gonna go HBO Max, we can go as long as we can?
Well, when we had to take leave from the movie before it came out, the original film, we knew that the theatrical version, I think, we wanted it to be 2.5 hours. The studio wanted it to be 2 hours. I think it ended up being a little less than 2 hours. We were prepared to do that, but Zack always has a little bit longer director's cuts, traditionally, like on BVS and on Watchmen, we've had quite robust director's cuts. And Zack had this cut that, he had assembled more for us, because we never thought it would get made, especially because it was probably under 4 hours at the time. And when HBO Max kind of came to us after the second year anniversary of theatrical, and there was such a public outcry for like, release the Snyder cut, they had said, hey, is there any way you can release your cut? And we were like, well, this is incredible, because really the streaming service didn't exist. HBO Max didn't exist, and it wasn't something that's realistic. You can't really release a 4 hour plus, movie. So with HBO Max, we were able to show the movie exactly the way we would have intended it to be, but it wasn't a reality then. So that's been just, super exciting for us, really to dive deep into these characters and the nuances of each one of them, which I think then at the end, it's a more fulfilling experience because you've cared about them, you've learned what their struggles are.
Production these days are limited because obviously this is what we're doing. When you have a lot of time in your hands, and we don't know when you're going to get back to doing a big budget production. Having said that, if you had to go back, now that you've done one and you've got the platform to do so, is there another film of yours from the past you can go back and add more and show another director's cut?
Well, I think the one film that we haven't been able to restore that would be probably Sucker Punch, because we've done director's cuts on a lot of the films, but I don't know that we took a deep dive on Sucker Punch, and there was a lot of material that was left, on the floor.
Well, let's hope this one has the different outcome than the first one. Obviously, a lot more people will get to see it. We're going to get a lot more popcorn, whether we're in the theaters or home. It's good talking to you. Stay wherever you are. Stay safe.
All right, you too. Thanks for having me.